Welcome to the AI for Technical Writers podcast. This is episode 102. I'm Fred.
And I'm Daphne. It's great to be here.
Today, we're looking at something really critical, aren't we? How organizations actually get value from AI.
Exactly. Moving it beyond just expensive experiments and turning it into something measurable, something predictable for the business.
Right, from the shiny new object phase to, well, making it count on the balance sheet. And this whole analysis was actually suggested by our producer, senior technical writer Curt Robbins.
Yes, he pointed us towards a really insightful article called AI Strategy Blueprint, Turning Vision into Value. It's by Alina Rivilis.
Okay, Alina Rivilis.
Yeah, and she's definitely someone with authority here. She's CEO and co-founder of AI Future Leaders, also director of data science and AI at Home Trust Company. That's part of Fairstone Bank of Canada.
Oh, okay.
And a 2025 Women in AI Awards finalist, so she knows her stuff. The article appeared in Sierra Review.
Good source. And it really hits a nerve, doesn't it? I mean, AI is everywhere in strategic talks for 2025.
Everywhere. But translating that talk, that vision, into actual ROI, that's where many CIOs, many leaders are really, really struggling.
They see the potential, but making it happen consistently seems to be the challenge.
Well, it's more than a challenge. The stats are pretty stark. Consistently, studies show over 80% of AI projects, they fail to deliver real business value.
80%, that's huge.
It is. It's twice the failure rate of, your standard IT projects. And Alina Rivilis notes nearly half of all AI proofs of concept never even make it out of the lab.
They just die on the vine.
Pretty much. They stay in the sandbox, never reaching production.
That's just staggering, considering the money and the sheer brain power going into AI right now.
Yeah.
So if the tech's there, the talent's there, what gives? Why do most fail while some succeed?
Well, the argument Rivilis makes, and it's compelling, is that it's usually not about the tech itself. It's a strategy gap.
A strategy gap, yeah.
Doing AI without a solid strategy. It's like trying to build a skyscraper without a blueprint.
Okay, I like that analogy. It might look okay for a bit, but...
Yeah. But it won't scale. And it certainly won't withstand any real pressure, market shifts, regulatory changes, anything like that.
So success isn't about having the smartest algorithm necessarily.
Not primarily, no. It nearly always comes down to two, non-technical things, really. First, you need a leadership team that's completely bought in, actively involved.
Right, not just signing checks.
Exactly. And second, you need a robust, enterprise-wide AI strategy, one that treats AI as like a core part of how the business operates, not just some tech add-on or side project.
Because if it's just a side project...
It becomes that costly experiment almost doomed from the start.
Rivilis shared an anecdote about that, didn't she? A financial institution?
Yes, a perfect example of strategic misalignment. They decided, quite logically it seemed, to tackle customer churn.
A common pain point.
Definitely. So they invested months, tons of resources, getting the data right, building these really sophisticated models, technically a success. They could predict churn. But when they took this technically great solution to the actual business unit responsible for growth, the reaction was kind of, meh.
Why? Reducing churn sounds good.
It is good, but it wasn't their biggest fire. The real strategic problem for them was the soaring cost of customer acquisition. That was hurting margins badly.
Ah, so the AI solved a problem, just not the most important strategic problem.
Precisely. They needed help optimizing the sales funnel or lowering that acquisition cost. The churn model, while clever, was basically a detour from the main strategic objectives the CEO or CFO cared about.
So maybe it saved $5 million on churn, but the real goal was, say, a $50 million boost from better acquisition.
Yeah.
The model was strategically off target.
Exactly. Technical wins mean zero without strategic relevance. And for you or listeners, especially in technical documentation, this means your work ideally needs to show how a system links back to a core KPI.
Revenue, margin, efficiency, risk.
Right. If you can't draw that line clearly in the documentation, you might just be documenting a very expensive, very sophisticated digital sculpture, not a sustainable business tool.
Okay, so how do we avoid that? Rivilis offers a blueprint, right? The 5 pillars.
Yes, the 5 pillars of a winning AI strategy. It's a structured way to get from their shaky experiments to actual enterprise value.
Let's walk through them. Pillar 1.
Foundational. Strategic alignment. Simple idea, hard execution. Start with the why before you even touch the how.
Meaning every single AI project has to tie directly back to a core business goal.
Explicitly. Revenue growth, margin improvement, operational efficiency, risk reduction. It has to anchor to one of those. And critically, this isn't just IT decided.
Needs buy-in from the top.
Absolutely. Rivilis insists on executive sponsorship, CEO, CFO, the actual business unit leaders. They need to co-create the objectives, not just sign off later. If they're not involved up front, it'll likely fail.
Makes sense. Okay, pillar 2.
The prerequisite for everything, data readiness. We hear it all the time, but it's true. Your AI maturity. It can only be as good as your data maturity.
So good quality data, accessible, governed, secure, the basic.
The absolute basics. But Rivilis adds a key point, especially relevant now with generative AI.
Yeah, that complicates things, doesn't it?
It really does. For Gen AI, she says, you specifically need capabilities to handle unstructured data and sensitive data at scale.
And for technical writers, that unstructured data, that's often our domain, right?
Yeah.
Manuals, help files, internal notes.
Exactly. Your entire knowledge base suddenly becomes potential training data.
Right.
And if that data isn't meticulously classified, governed, if you don't know what's confidential, what's proprietary.
You could be feeding sensitive IP right into a model without realizing it. Huge risk.
Massive risk. Clear classification and usage policies are non-negotiable before you let Gen AI near that internal documentation. Otherwise, you're building on chaos.
So get the strategy right, get the data foundation right, then you can build.
Then you're ready for the operational side.
Let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Curt Robbins.
Hi, this is Curt Robbins. First, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your support. I want to let you know that I'm currently accepting new clients. My rates are affordable, and I have more than 25 years of experience working for enterprise companies like Microsoft, Northrop Grumman, Oracle, PNC Bank, FedEx, USAA, and Wells Fargo, among many others. If you want to improve your IT documentation and communications, hire me. I deliver fast, know how to use AI to improve efficiency and accuracy, and love going the extra mile to satisfy my clients. Thank you for subscribing and listening. Back to you, Daphne and Fred.
Welcome back to the AI for Technical Writers podcast.
We were just discussing the first two pillars of Alina Rivilis' AI strategy blueprint, strategic alignment and data readiness.
Right. Now we get into the operational side, starting with pillar 3, scalable technology architecture.
This is about the how, making sure your actual AI stack, the infrastructure, is built right. It needs to be flexible, it needs to be interoperable, portable.
So it can handle small pilot projects, but also scale up for big enterprise-wide rollouts.
Exactly. And a huge part of this is operationalizing the models properly, taking them out of the clean lab environment and into the messy real world. That means robust MLOps.
MLOps, machine learning operations. Can you unpack that a bit? Why is it so vital?
Sure. Think of MLOps as the system that keeps the AI model working effectively once it's deployed. Models aren't static. They degrade over time as real-world data changes. That's called model drift.
Okay.
MLOps includes constant monitoring to detect that drift and, importantly, mechanisms for seamless, often automated retraining of the model. Without MLOps, the model's accuracy and therefore its business value just fades away.
So even with perfect alignment and data, if your architecture can't support MLOps, the project's value is temporary at best. It can't sustain itself.
Precisely. You've built something that will inevitably break down in production. Which leads us very neatly into pillar 4, and this one is absolutely critical for technical writers: governance and risk management.
Okay, governance. This sounds important.
It's maybe the most important for long-term success. Rivilis frames the goal here powerfully. Make trust a competitive advantage.
Not just compliance, but actually using trust to win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It means implementing clear policies for transparency, for fairness, for explainability in your AI systems, especially in regulated industries, but really everywhere now.
And where do technical writers fit into this governance picture?
You are central. Rivilis emphasizes establishing rigorous model documentation standards. This isn't optional. It's essential for meeting regulatory requirements, yes, but also for internal trust and managing reputational risk.
So what does that documentation look like? It's got to be more than just, here's the API, right?
Oh, much more. You need to document the data lineage. Where did the training data come from? Was it properly sourced and governed? You need to document bias assessments. How was the model checked for fairness? What are its potential biases?
Okay, that's deep.
It is. And documenting risk scoring for high-impact uses. Essentially, you, the technical writer, are translating the complex, often opaque workings of these models into clear, traceable records that build that crucial trust. Without it, adoption stalls.
But hang on, putting all these governance steps in place, ethics boards, detailed documentation that inevitably slows things down compared to just launching quickly, doesn't it? Isn't there a tension with trying to be agile or efficient?
That's a common concern, but Rivilis argues it's a false trade-off. Rushing ahead without proper governance. That leads to bigger problems, costly cleanups, even project shutdowns down the line. Remember the 80% failure rate?
Ah, right.
Building in governance from the start, treating it as an operational need, not just a checkbox, that actually accelerates the deployment of AI that lasts and delivers sustainable value.
Okay, that makes sense. It prevents the big, expensive failures later. Which brings us to the last pillar.
Pillar 5, change enablement and workforce readiness. Because even the most perfect, well-governed AI tool is useless if nobody adopts it.
The human element.
Absolutely. This is about culture. Leaders need to actively drive AI literacy across the board, help people understand what AI can do for them. Upskilling is key.
And embedding it into how people actually work.
Yes, integrating AI into existing workflows, not forcing entirely new, disruptive processes just for the sake of the tech, and crucially, building transparency and trust.
So employees see AI as an enabler, something that helps them do more interesting strategic work rather than, well, a threat.
Exactly. If people trust the technology and see its benefits for them, that's when you unlock real adoption and innovation, way more effective than any top-down mandate.
So when all 5 pillars, alignment, data, architecture, governance, and change work together,
Then the AI strategy stops being just a document. Rivilis says in high-performing places, it becomes the actual operating system for the business.
guiding investments, hiring, shaping the culture, constantly adapting.
Yes. And just to circle back quickly on generative AI, because it's so prominent now, all these pillars are even more critical there.
Because of the unique risks.
Definitely. You're dealing with that unstructured data challenge we mentioned, massive IP management issues if training on internal docs, the constant need to mitigate hallucinations, protect sensitive data people might put in prompts.
It amplifies the need for strong governance right from the start.
Hugely. Without that solid foundation across all 5 pillars, the complexity and speed of Gen AI almost guarantees trust will break down and the initiative will stall out, no matter how exciting it seemed initially.
So for you listening, the takeaway really seems to be focusing your skills not just on the how of the AI tool,
But on documenting its why, its strategic alignment, its data governance, its transparency features, you are effectively becoming architects of trust in this new landscape.
it really sounds like the coming years won't just reward the fastest movers in AI.
No, the rewards will go to those who move with clarity, with strong governance, with real purpose, treating AI as a core business capability that's woven right into the fabric of the enterprise.
And that requires that solid blueprint Rivilis talks about.
It absolutely does.
Thank you for listening to the AI for Technical Writers podcast, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see you next week.